This is the Ripper 999 for going through a commentary on the Genesis game Duel by Razorsoft. Razorsoft has made some of the worst games on the Genesis, and this one is flawed as well, but I find I like it despite some of the flaws. The way it typically works is you're kind of in a first person mode here, and you can fire from, like, I guess your left arm, right arm, and I guess your top shoulder. I'm not completely sure, but as you can see, um, like from where the bullets are coming from, they're kind of cool for the left area, the top area, and the right. This first boss, you just need to blow off the head, then blow off the neck, and then it dies. If you blow off the leg, it'll stop running around. That tends to work fairly well. The best weapons in this game I found are the ones that are. If you look, I looked at the RAM a bit, and I can tell that some of the weapons are much better than others. Uh, for instance, the machine gun is like the weakest, but you get a bunch of shots with it, and it's the cheapest weapon. So they're typically a good option to get. In fact, when you need to fill all three of the option or three of the I guess the areas for the weapon, the left arm, right arm, and I guess the shoulder or the head, I don't know. But you need to fill those three in. You'll see at the shop in a moment. See, like machine gun 1,000. There's a random chance of getting a half off of a price in that shop. That one was homing missile, which is the best weapon in the game. But it's also fairly expensive even with the half off discount. And this boss doesn't need that at all. Missiles are more than enough. He's very trolly though with the tail. Sometimes it's very strange, like when it's closed you can't like damage it. You really want to get the leg on this guy first though, because he moves very quickly all over the place. If you can get the leg right at the start of the map, you're almost guaranteed to win in some form. Now, these qualifying matches here, they're awful. I really dislike them. The reason why I dislike them is because it's so random, and also it's really hard to tell if you're actually going to be able to hit something with the bullet. Because sometimes it looks like I'm hitting something, but then it doesn't hit them. The hit detection is not great on a lot of those guys either. Basically, I'm trying to get a minimum, like what I chose, because missiles are cheap, but they're very powerful. They're just kind of slow. Typically, when you fight these guys, you're basically blowing off their limbs, essentially. It's weird. The way some of these animations work is that even after some of they disappear, you can still shoot them for like a second or two, even though they're not visible on the screen. So that's another oddity of this game. I did see there's another way of doing this possibly a little faster, where if you have two slots like the middle and like right shoulder or left shoulder, you can like alternate between them, but it really increases the difficulty of the matches when you do that, because if you're missing, then like you basically lost two shots instead of just one. And that's what I was finding when I was trying to use that technique. But that could be used to decrease the time further for sure. These qualifying matches, if the game didn't have these, I would have liked the game a lot more. Because I mean, what's more exciting than a supposedly champion of your entire race? In order to fight, you have to shoot bugs for a minute, and it's much harder than the actual fight. Very strange. Very strange. See, cheap shot slow-mo cloud. A lot of there's several weapons that actually seem to have different effects, but like they don't seem to be worth it at all. There's like the slow-mo cloud, I think the lob grenade, and the energy ring. They're all fairly expensive items. They don't do any damage. They only last for like 3 seconds. This boss, that's how you do that boss, basically. You want to shoot like the joint of the leg first, so he doesn't move. Then just take out the arms and the other leg, and then shoot the head until it dies. Otherwise, it starts bouncing around, and you can't. It's very difficult to hit. Shooting those bugs is the best way of getting points, but it's also the most difficult. Because they're very small, and it's hard. It's difficult to see if you're actually shooting them or not. Like you're gonna hit them. There's a gnat bug, and it gives 5,000 apparently, which is extreme. But I've never hit it once, never. So it's like pretty much useless to even see the gnat. This guy is actually tricky. He is like very mobile. He'll fly around. He's an ass, basically. So you want to take out the leg. You want to shoot the head. When the head's off, you want to wait until it regrows again. See, look, he's dead. He's dead now once those points come up. It's just you got to wait a little bit until the game realizes he's actually dead. I don't know why. But, that's how that one goes. There's also those little pterodactyls that fly around. I think if you shoot them, you may be able to get more points. Maybe more money, but, I mean, it's typically not worth it. Because you want to be shooting the enemy at as quickly as possible. So you may be noticing I'm pressing start before these qualifying matches. Well, why would I be doing that? Typically, most games that would be a time loss. But in this game, it's not. Normally, when you see these qualifying matches, they have this airplane that flies around telling you that you need to qualify. Whatever. Oh, look, there's the gnat. The $5,000 gnat. But you can't shoot it, really. It's ridiculously difficult. But when you press that start, it basically gets rid of all that animation with the plane that flies by. So you gain like 10 seconds, or like 5 to 10 seconds by pressing start and start again. Skimmers are great. I really like them. You get a lot of them. They fire quickly. They're maybe like half. They do like 2 to 3 points of damage about compared to the missile's 5. But they are good. They're very good. I do like them a lot. This guy is a troll. I hate this guy. He is so irritating. Because it took me. There's one thing that made it less obnoxious for me. Is the left arm is you can see like he actually gets out of the cockpit. I think he's the only enemy that does this. You can prevent him from doing this if you shoot the cockpit like 3 times with like 3 missiles about. But I didn't make it at this point. It's hard to hit these guys when they're behind those obstacles. It's not clear if you're going to be able to hit them or not. There's no reticle or anything of that sort. There's no like highlighting of the reticle that says you're going to hit it or not. That would help immensely, but of course this game doesn't have that. But I was talking about that guy's arm. There's something off with the animations in this game for sure. It's like there's lag. And sometimes the animations, the hitbox is not the animation at all. It's like the previous position, basically. So when that other robot was shooting you with his arm, the hitbox is actually like beside him. It's not like on his shoulder looking there. It's like still on the side. Um, Grenades are good, actually. But they're hard to use. That's the problem. They are quite hard to use. I probably should have gotten them there instead. But I think when I was playing it, I didn't realize what they were. Because I checked it out later. This boss is tricky. You want to use the aim. The aim mode. The aim mode is you press like start, I think, during the fight. As you can see, it's very difficult to hit this enemy with this stuff here. But doing it this way is like the best way of fighting this guy, unless you maybe want to invest in like homing missiles or homing rockets. But the fact that this boss is so easy, though, it just takes a little much longer. It kind of it's more beneficial just to, like, to take some time loss for this guy and just basically, you know, be more careful and shoot this guy in this way. You could get homing missiles and just blow this guy away, but I would prefer to use them on like the two later bosses here. That's why, you know, don't want to spend a lot of money through this game, because you want to kind of save it up for the homing missiles for the end guys. Homing missiles seem to do flat damage. It's very interesting. If you use them, if you can like use multiple, you can like blow off all their limbs at once. It's very useful item. But yeah, I mean, one way is to get really good luck. You could get like skimmer or missile like half off discounts if you really grind this game and want to do that. And then at the end you can get like homing missile discounts. Of course, I mean, I'm not going to be playing this game for that much. I may play it a little bit more, but I'm not going to be grinding this game out too much. So here we go. Homing rockets. This boss is pretty difficult normally, but if you use 2 homing rockets right at the beginning, you want to put them in the right slot so you can hit him immediately. Then 3 missiles to the face and he's dead completely. And that's that boss. I think I use like 2. I think I buy like 2 missile packs for safety, because he can like move around pretty spastically. Then there's this boss, or this qualifying. This is ridiculous. First off, the beginning sound is absurd and very irritating. This weird like feedback type noise. But if you can, you want to focus on the flying units. If they give you good flying units to even shoot at. Typically with these, you want to try to shoot as many guys as you can, because if there's like a worm on screen, he's like taking up a spot for a potential other guy, it seems. You want to take out guys so more potentially higher point guys can get on screen instead of like worms. And I was very pleased I was actually able to complete this my first time. I had pretty good luck. I've had it where you can have like a 10 seconds where they're just like negative units that just give you negative points. So yeah, I should have maybe bought 3 homing missiles here, because if you get 3 homing missiles, this guy is so trivial. I actually end up dying, unfortunately. I miss a couple shots, so he gets in. This guy does a lot of damage. You can heal your unit in between the map, but this guy still just he hits like almost 100% if you're standing still or even kind of moving a bit. If you fight him again, you see how he kind of moves around a bit. So that's like another little time loss. But I was able to get him. And you have to completely kill him even after the completion screen pops up. Otherwise, he does like a final attack and just kills you, and then I think it's game over or something. And then you get a prize, a nasty ass crack woman, a crack whore woman as a prize to the champion. And she says she always goes with the champion. So, does she go with those alien races too? So yeah. Anyway. Mental game. This could probably be reduced by a minute or two, or even more. I mean, ideally, if you had the ideal luck and was manipulating luck like in a Taz, you could probably do this within minutes. Like, even more so than the existing Taz, because he didn't really do that great of a job on the Taz. It was very useful for me. And Men and Mexicans run. He didn't speedrun it, but he just played it normally. And those were both useful. There's not a lot of information on this obscure kind of odd game. But let's say, like, if you were manipulating luck, you'd get nats on every qualifying round. You'd obviously be able to manipulate the discounts. You'd be able to manipulate the like how the enemies move, and it would be super fast. But you know, as a human, I can't do that. So you know, I get what I get. Thank you for watching.